Hello and welcome to learning session 1 of body percussion. Before we start, please make sure you've got a pen, piece of paper and your knowledge organiser ready. So we've got a retrieval practice first. First question is, where would you find the note C on a keyboard? Second question, what does forte mean? Third question, what happens when you put a dot after a note? 4. How do you remember which are the notes on the lines of the stave? And finally, what family of instruments does the saxophone belong to? Just going to give you a couple of seconds to complete your answers to those before we go through the answers. Okay, let's have a look at our answers. So, question 1 was, where would you find the note C on a keyboard? And your answer is to the left of the 2 black keys. What does forte mean? This means loud, so it's a dynamic. So we've got loud, forte means loud. What happens when you put a dot after a note? That means it lengthens the note by a half. So if it's a crotchet, it would then become a dotted crotchet. Instead of lasting a beat, it would last 1 beat and a half. How do you remember which are the notes on the lines of the stave? You may remember the song that we studied in Year 7, Every Good Boy Deserves Football. And what family of instruments does the saxophone belong to? It is woodwind. Sometimes mistaken for a brass instrument, it is actually a woodwind instrument because you use a reed in the end of the instrument. Okay, so today's learning objective. To understand how the body can be used for music. Success criteria is to be able to use your body to make music, so we are doing a performance lesson today. And we're going to look at a piece today by a composer called Meredith. So Meredith is a Scottish composer, and she was commissioned by the BBC to write a piece for children which you can use your body to perform it. So they're only allowed to use their hands, body and feet to create the sounds, plus their voices. So as you watch the following clip, look how they are successful at creating a piece of music by just using their bodies. So how is it a successful performance?
This is Anna Meredith. Hey Anna, how are you doing?
Hey Dev, I'm just trying out some musical ideas.
Where are the instruments?
You're looking at them. My piece is made up only using sounds from our bodies and our voices.
Ah, so we are the instruments.
Exactly. I've worked with a dancer called David to create musical patterns, and the piece starts with a big push like this.
Can I have a go?
Sure. That's just one movement. When you build it all up together, you get a pattern like this.
Oh wow, and suddenly I can hear a rhythm. It's like energy being passed on from one person to another.
And when you get lots of people performing the movements and patterns, you can create all sorts of shapes and musical rhythms, rippling waves, cogs and spokes. Handel and Mozart and Beethoven are all incredible composers, but music is a living art form, and I've discovered it's something that we can all be part of.
Yeah.
And that's how my piece ends, with a sound like this. Yeah!
Yeah!
So I want you to have a think about now, how is Anna's piece successful? So we can use some of these words to describe it. So it's entertaining. It's organised. So if it wasn't an organised piece and it was just random, it would sound awful. So it's very organised. It's got movement in the piece when they're actually performing and using their bodies. So that makes it a bit more entertaining. They use a range of different sounds. They use the elements of music. They use different timbre. Now timbre means different types of sound that they're playing. So if they're rubbing the hands together, that's a different sound than tapping the hands. Dynamics, which is our volume, so it goes from soft to loud, loud to soft. And pitch, so we can have low pitch and high pitch depending on what type of sounds they are creating using their bodies. So what we're going to do next, we're going to create our own piece of body percussion. So what I want you to do is clap for 4 beats, do 4 finger clicks, do 4 stamps, do 4 tapping your head, and 4 tapping your knee. Now if you remember in Anna's piece, Anna Meredith's piece, she also added movement to when they were performing, so you may want to have a go at that. Obviously try not to wreck your house in the process. So we're going to count in 4, and then there'll be 4 claps, starting with our 4 claps and working through our piece. So after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 finger clicks. 2, 3, 4. 4 stamps. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tapping your head. 3, 4, and 4 tapping your knee. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I want you to have another go at doing that, but this time I'm not going to do it with you. I'm only going to count. Okay, so get ready. So after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clapping. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 finger clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 stamps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tapping your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. And your knee. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can also create an ostinato, which is a short repeated phrase. As you may remember, we've done that in the past. So you can repeat and go back to the beginning and so on. And then we can also add different things to it. Okay, so moving on. We're going to create a cannon as well. So what can happen with the cannon is, oh yes, not that type of cannon. So we're not using the cannon in battle. We also have one in music. So a canon is when 2 or more parts perform the same melody or rhythm, but at different times. So we're going to use the melody that we've just had, but we're also going to add a few more. Now, obviously, you might be on your own at home, so it might not work, but if there's somebody else, get them to join in. So we've got 3 patterns here. We're just going to use 2 today. So we've got the 4 claps, the 4 finger clicks, the 4 stamps, the 4 tapping your head, and the 4 tapping your knee. But somebody else is going to come in 4 beats later. So after the 4 claps, somebody else is going to clap for 4, and so on. Okay, so I'll be the first person. You try and join in on the second person. Okay, so I'm going to start me clapping after 4 beats, so get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now you do your clapping. Remember your finger clicks now. Stamps. Tap your head. I've stopped now, and then tap your knee. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what we call a canon. Now, if there's somebody else in your household, like a brother or sister, you might want them to get and fill in on the other parts. So you might want to rewind this little video to the start, and you can also add in the other part. And that is the end of today's body percussion lesson. Thank you all for tuning in, and we shall see you next time. Bye now.